All right, today, two problems together.
I still haven't got the book. Like I had,
Now, the book you had, was it is it from Cengage? Do you know?
yeah, it was from Cengage.
Okay, let me.
That's why I've been able to do the first two homework sheets. Like I didn't.
For homework. Okay. So Marquis, why don't you stay on after? Well, I'll see. I'll get you your information on that
Okay.
again. Okay, so today, we're gonna do problems. I sent out a answer sheet for these. And so we'll do again. Right. What it is. This here is kind of funny. Oops. Okay. Okay, and I think if I think you guys can do side by side, hopefully. Okay, so the first one up is the problem 3-31A. Hope you guys can put that side by side on the screen. And so what we're going to do is do the adjusting entries in here. So this is problem. Okay, so what we're going to do is go through each of these and put them in. So this is the first one is A, and it's on March 31st. Okay, so Supplies account had 5,020 in it. But you go out and look at how many you have, and so the question is, what do we got here? So the supplies account has 5,620. The actual supplies on hand. Yeah. So the question is, how much was used? How much of the supplies were used? Oops, that's nice spelled word. If you didn't get the answer, you can either say it out loud or put it in chat. I'm going to change these. So supplies, we had 5,620. We're sitting in the. That's how much we had in the account. Someone say it? So how much did we use? Oh. Yeah. Yep. So we take the 5,620.
I think we used 4,330. 330.
Yep. Yeah, so we had the calculator, 5,620 minus 1,290. With it, you can't. The way you can think of this is, of this 5,000, this is how much was not used. Right, we haven't used 1,290 of them. So how much have we used? So yeah, you're absolutely right. That's for. So that's going to be our expense. For what's going to go on the other side? So we got the debit. So what's going to be the credit here? Well, let's think what is not. Is it cash? Do you send any cash out? Nope. Now, we spent cash for the supplies. You know, these supplies we probably spent cash, or maybe we did on credit. But what is it going to come out of? Now, these are. Oh, I don't have the handout up. I have the other handout up too. remember that adjusting entry, no, I'll put it up here. Cash. And they have to have a revenue or an expense. Now we get the revenue, or no, we don't. We got the expense. That's nice, but revenue. So there's no cash. I should probably say revenue or expense. Oh wait, that looks bad. I did. We changed that around. So it's going to have a revenue or expense. And I'm going to put it. Yes. Now, when we bought those supplies, you probably had cash, but there's gonna be no cash. So adjusting entries, they'll say yes, revenue expense, and okay. So we have the expense. So let's break into the other side. Now, think about this supplies account. That's an asset. It's got 5,620. Now, do we have 5,620 in cash? Or do we have 5,620 in supplies? No. So what we're going to do is we're going to take it out of the supplies. So this is going to be an asset going down. Because there's 5,620 sitting in that account. We don't have 5,620 supplies. We only have this amount. So we're going to take 4,330 out of that account. What did I do up here? Do you guys want to see the T account for that one? Are you okay?
Yeah, can we see it?
Yeah, it looked like this. Let's see here. Merge. So it looked like this. So let's be the supplies. And it started out with 5,620 in it. And we only have 1,290 of supply. So that's why we took out this 4. So this so we took it out of supplies. And if you take 5,620 minus 4,000, you're gonna get the 1,290. Now you don't need to make a journal entry for this. It'll automatically be there once you take the 4,330 out. And so this will get the supplies account to match what we really have. Our supplies on hand are really only this amount. So we want our supplies account to be exactly the same as what we have. So that's why we're doing this entry to adjust for, well, first of all, the supplies that we use, but also to adjust this account because it has too much in it. The better way to highlight this. Oh, in the back. Ah, okay. All part of my make things worse program that I'm working on. Okay, so this is journal entry. This adjusting entry does two things. First of all, it says we put on the expense for how much stuff we used up. But second of all, it also corrects our supplies account because our supplies account has 5,620 sitting in it, and we don't have that much of supplies. We only have 1,290. So we have to take out that 433, 4,330, I should say. Question on that thing? It's kind of funny because these journal entries, when they give us here, are supposed to be easier because they cut down all the stuff. But actually, when they take out a lot of stuff, it makes it harder. I mean, I think they think that they're being nice, when really they're just being meanies, showing all the information. But yeah, that's what that one is. Okay, let's go to B then. And by the way, these are hard. These are tough. I told you, this is one of the hardest chapters. Okay. And by the way, just so you know, sometimes you'll hear people talk about they do month-end closings and how long it takes and all that kind of. I don't know why it looks funny in here. I got too many lights on. But the the month-end closings, they talk about or month-end or year-end closings and how it takes all this time and all that. This is why they're doing these things. They are hard. And they're hard for people that do it for a living. So they are difficult to go through to do with them. Okay. So let's go to B. And on B, unearned rent account balance is 5,000, representing the receipt of advance payments on March 1st for 4 months. Okay. So unearned revenue. I'll say unearned rent revenue is 5,000. And that's for 4 months. So we got 4 months rent in advance. What am I doing here? On March 1st. So someone paid us 4 months rent in advance on March 1st. Now we are at March 31st. So the question is, how much has been earned? So this is an unearned rent revenue. This is a liability. So they paid us on March 1st, they paid us the $5,000 cash. This is unearned. They paid us ahead of time. So we already got the cash. There's not gonna be cash on this. But we have earned some of it. The question is how much is earned? How many, how much is it per month? How about that? Let's do that one. How much is earned per month? Anyone?
The monthly rent is 1,250.
Yep, very good. So the amount, so 4 months, 5,000, so 5,000 divided by 4.
Mhm.
Let me figure the equal in there. I'll put it over here. 250. You know, I should probably. Oops. Okay, so 1,250 is earned per month. How many months have gone by? They paid it on $331. Now we're no, they paid on 3/1 on the beginning. It's the first day, and we're at 331.
Basically in 30 days.
Yeah, so just 1 month, right?
Yeah,
So how much was earned with just 1 month would be
1,250.
I know you get you do that, write that out. Write that out. 1,250 times 1. Okay, so now let's take a look at the accounts. Let's think about this for a minute. We have to have either a revenue or an expense. Now, which are we going to have in this case, do you think? This is someone paying us money. They paid us money.
Mm,
Anyone? You can put it in chat if you want.
sounds-
Would it be a prepaid asset?
Close. A prepaid asset is if we paid them ahead of time. This is they paid us ahead of time. But it's same idea though. This is actually what they call a deferral.
Would it be account receivable?
No. But let's think about revenues and expenses. It's gonna have to have one of those two. It's gonna have to have a revenue. Let's make those. I already did them. So it's gonna be a revenue or an expense in here. I'll give you a not so subtle hint. Revenue. Okay, so the thing is, how much revenue did we earn? We earned 1,250.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now revenues, are they debits or credits? They're always,
Credits.
yep.
Good.
You could also say earned revenue, that's fine too. I think I told you this, by definition, revenue is earned, but there's absolutely nothing wrong with putting it in there. So we earned 1,250 of revenue. And we have to take some out of this unearned revenue. Right, because we don't owe them $5,000 anymore. We earned 1 month's worth of that. So this would be unearned rent revenue. So liability going down. For 1,250. And I'll do the I'll do the T account for the unearned rent revenue. Yeah. Oh, come on. It's one letter too long. Oh, I'll abbreviate it. Okay, so this is so the unearned rent revenue, it had 5,000 in there. But we earned, so there's a liability. We earned 250 of it. So we're going to take that out of the liability. We no longer owe them for 4 months. We only owe them for 3 months now. What is that? 3,750, I think. You want to check that. So that is what is left. So this is what we and if you think about it, we still owe for 3 months. Oops. You know, so this is kind of question that one. Okay, you know, I'm gonna need more space here. You can also go on to the second one there, but if you want to insert some rows here, you can. I have not been if you want to use the second problem, that's fine. You know, we can always, do more than one of these sheets. So I'm going to go ahead and start the next one here. All right, so let's go to C. Wages accrued but not paid. $2,290. Okay, now accrued. Accruals are when things are not paid. Things like payables and that sort of thing are. I think I told you this before. I'm sure I'm repeating my boring spiel, but so it's sort of like, there's something has happened, but the cash has not changed hands yet. So wages accrued means that we owe employees $2,290. So we owe them, so maybe we're here and we're not going to pay them for a while. So there's not going to be any cash. These are not paid, so we didn't use any cash yet, but we owe them. So the question is, what would the journal entry be? Let's go. First of all, are we going to have a revenue or expense for this one? What is it when you pay employees? Hey, you guys are sleeping, aren't you?
No, I'm looking.
So, are we gonna have a revenue or an expense? Oh, so let's just get on here.
Expense.
Yeah. So we're gonna have an expense. Is the expense gonna be a debit or a credit?
A debit.
Good. Okay, so we're gonna have to say wages expense. That's not how you spell wages, just so you guys know. Wages expense. See, part of my job is to show you what not to do. Don't write things like I do. Okay, so wages expense. 2,290. And what's going to be on the other side? What is it when you owe somebody?
Would it be wages payable or no?
Yep, absolutely. Perfect. So wages payable. So now there's a liability. Now we haven't paid them yet. We do pay them. That'll come off, but until we pay them, it's yeah. So this is what it, and sometimes you'll see in financial statements they'll say things like wages accrued, or it could just be somebody they put into one account saying accrued expenses, and this is what they're talking about. They owe people, it hasn't been paid, and one of the things that's hard about it though is that there's no bill. You don't, as an employee, you don't hand your boss or employer a bill every day after you leave work. So there's no real paperwork on it, so you have to go through and see how much you actually owe them. Now, when you're doing the in accounting, stuff like this takes a lot of time. You know, 'cause you have to figure out how many hours people worked, and you can imagine if you have thousands of employees and stuff, figuring out how much you actually owe them is be a little bit difficult. Okay, so that was C. All right, D. D, I don't think we talked about. I know we didn't. Okay, so fees accrued but unbilled. $16,825. Okay, so fees accrued but unbilled. Okay, so this is when you've done work. So you've earned your part of it, whatever it is, but you haven't billed it yet. And that can come about because possibly you bill things at the end of the week or the end of the month, or the first week of the next month, whatever it is. The timing may not be set up for it. It could also be that you're doing work on something, but you're not finished. So maybe you have a $30,000 project. You're not done. You can't hand them a bill because you haven't finished it yet, but you've done a lot of the work. And so this is what they're talking about. So it's accrued, they owe it to you. However, you haven't billed them yet. And you may have not billed them yet. It could be a timing thing. It could also be that you haven't completed the job yet. So if you haven't completed the job, you have to wait till you complete the job, then you can hand them a bill. So that's what they're talking about here. So this has been earned, but it hasn't been billed yet. So what do you think the journal entry for that is going to be? Well, first of all, is this going to be a revenue or expense? Maybe one of those two. It's not cash because we haven't received anything yet. We haven't even billed them yet. So which do you think? Don't be afraid. We're all friends here. So the fees are, so we've earned these. Well, spacing got a little goofed up, but okay.
Would it be revenue?
Revenue?
Yep. It would absolutely be revenue. So 331. Okay, and revenues are always debits or credits. We already did one, didn't we?
Credits.
Yep. So this would be equated as earned revenue. Just plain revenue is fine too. So 16,000. Right, 825. Yep. Okay, so we've earned this. They haven't paid us yet. So what is it? when you've done your, you've done your work, you haven't been paid. What is it when someone owes us? What is it called?
Is it accounts receivable?
Yes, it is. Asset going up. So they owe us 16,825. Sometimes you'll see it called different things. I think the wiki uses accounts receivable, which is what I would also put it as. Accounts receivable, a lot of times people think that accounts receivable are billed, so they'll put in something like revenue receivable or unassigned receivable. That's fine, but it's basically someone owes you. It's going to be a receivable. The most important thing there is that it's a receivable. But this is what the book I believe uses. I'll take a look at it just to make sure. But yeah, it's accounts receivable. They owe you money. Okay, E. Oops, that should be a comma, that should be a period. Okay, so E. Depreciation of office equipment is 4,600. Now, depreciation, it can be tricky to calculate it, but in this case, they've already given us the depreciation of, they say it's 40, so it's 4,600. However they came up with that, we're not going to worry about. I think I did. The depreciation entry is always the same. I think I told you. Maybe I did. We know it by D. At the end of his life, it's dead. Kind of morbid, but. Okay, at the end of his life is dead. So what is the first one here? First of all, revenue expense.
Be expense.
Yep. So what's the DE? So these stand for the journal entry.
Appreciating equipment.
Close. Depreciation expense. It isn't for the equipment though. You're absolutely right. So let me finish this here. So, and there's usually a lot of times you will see that done just the way you said. They'll separate out depreciation expense for whatever it's for. And also for the accumulated depreciation. Oh, I gave it away. And so this, yeah, but yeah, you will see this sometimes with the actual account, what it is for. And I gave this away already. And the AD stands for accumulated depreciation. And this is the I don't know what you want to call it, but this is the the DEAD. Pretty morbid, but it's the same journal entry every single time. So depreciation expense is always DEAD. And you may also see this with whatever the account it goes up against, put on the yeah, I'm just gonna abbreviate it. So it isn't, you'll see that it's happening all the time that people that they will actually do it because they may have depreciation spent on equipment, on buildings. There's other things you can depreciate, but this is, you know, so a lot of times they'll have it broken out as to what it's for. But yeah, so that's that one. Okay, any question on that? All right, you know what? I'm going to make a judgment call here. We don't have enough time to go through PR3-3A. So here's the new plan. I hope you guys liked it. It's gonna be less work. But I'm gonna give you guys PR. Change cameras here. PR3B. I don't think that, besides being blurry, I think those are all similar. Let me see if there's anything that's. You guys should be able to do that. It's very similar to the one we just did. So this is going to be your homework. Is this one? So PR3 B. So this will be, so here's our new homework. Here's the new homework sheet. Forget that one. Just this one. And so what's going to happen next class? On Thursday, we will have the Chapter 3 practice exam. And I'll also send out the Chapter 3 exam. And that will be due the 11th, 12th, 19th on March. So this is for Thursday. What we'll do. So Thursday we'll have the practice exam, and I'll send out the Chapter 3 exam, and it'll be due. I've been doing this a week plus a day. So this would be a week from Thursday plus 1 day. Just in case there's questions or anything. Okay, so this is the one we just did. This is the homework. It's this one. It's similar to what we just did. And that'll be due on a week from today. Well, a week plus a day. I'll put the drop on after we finish class here. The submit thing. Any questions? And this video will be posted probably, hopefully by 4. The YouTube has been very, I don't say erratic, but the time varies. Sometimes they're ready in 10 minutes. Sometimes it takes 3 hours. So, but certainly I think by 4 it should be up. Any questions?
I actually had a question for, I was turning in the assignments. One of
Yeah.
them was called Chapter 4 Classified Balance Sheet. I don't know which one's that one. I don't have it.
Me either.
That was problem 4-12, I believe. No, wait, maybe that was just a handout. I think it was just a handout. Let me look right now. That was just a handout problem. We actually didn't do this one. It's just a handout, and there should be a video for that. Not there. Probably like week 5. No. Week 6. The week 6 video, and I'll send this. I'll resend. It might be in my board. Do I have it in my board?
We in week 8.
Yeah, we're in week 8.
Okay.
Yeah, so this was Thursday of week 6. I don't have a Thursday of week. I never posted the video for last time. What the heck have I been doing? All right, well, let me write that down. That's no good. Okay, so I got to post a video for.
Was that the same week we did the Chapter 3 handout? The one that's, what is it called? Introduction to Adjusting Entries? Or is that a total, like, completely different one?
Did we not finish the chapter 3 handout? No, we must have. We must have done it on Thursday.
I think.
Let me. These are my videos right here for last week or so. 210. Here's the video that I should have posted there. Chapter 3, pages 7 through 10. It's done. I just didn't post it. Okay, well, that will be up there. Apologies. But yeah, so this is week 8. So this will be so Thursday of week 7 will be up there shortly. All right. Yeah, so that'll be and I can send out the classified balance sheet. Let me see if it's in the course. Let me see if it's up here, course file. Maybe I put it in there. It's in there. It's in the course files. The only thing I'm laughing is that they give a thing here about accessibility, and for whatever reason, they're usually around the middle. And for whatever reason, this one is very high. I don't know why. And then interestingly, the exact copy of it in PDF is medium. But anyway, yeah, so the classified balance sheet, chapter 4 classified balance sheet is there, and it's only the first problem in the handout. We did not do exercise 4-12. But the video will only go through that, we'll only go through the correct problem, the one that we did. That is not it. Yeah, so week 6. Yeah, so Thursday, week 6.
Oh, okay, I see it. Thank you.
And I will I'll post a video from last class and then from this one also. It's unusual that I think I have more work to do than you guys do, but yeah. So this yeah. So the I'll put the thing to drop the problem 3-1A, which we just did together, and then if you add on problem 3-1B, and however you fit them in those journal entries is fine. If you have to go to 2 or more of them, or it doesn't matter. So yeah, and then next class we'll do the practice exam, and I'll send out the exam, and it'll be due in a week plus a day. Any questions? Yeah. Okay, and you know, this chapter is hard. I mean, there's no getting around it. This one, yeah, it's a lot of numbers and thinking, and the accounts are strange because there's no cash. It's not a regular these aren't regular transactions. It's like someone, you know, you mow their lawn and they hand you cash. It's not like that. It's, you gotta, you know, think about how you have to adjust these accounts, and it's difficult. And even in people that do it for a living, I've seen it numerous times done wrong. I think I told you one time that there was I remember a journal entry that they did, a closing entry, not a closing entry, an adjusting entry, like what we're doing, and they put it in, decided it was wrong, took it out, put it in, decided it was wrong, took it out. They did that 6 times. You know, they're just difficult sometimes. So if these are difficult, they're difficult even for people to do it for a living. So you're not alone. Right. Any questions on this? Okay, well, I will see you guys on Thursday. I will get the videos up shortly, and that should do it. And we've done with chapter 3, and chapter 3 is kind of the last of the real heavy journal entry ones. We don't do too much of journal entry in chapter 3. So, so if you're sick of journal entries, and I'm sure you are, the light's at the end of the tunnel. One more class on them, and we can say goodbye to them for a little while. Questions? Okay, I will talk to you guys Thursday.
Thank you, Professor. Have a good one.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Professor.